This is Vicky, and we will be discussing or we'll be encoding the coding in football betting. So simply, what is a code? A code is simply a computer language best understood by the users. So how is code application relevant in betting to you as one who bets, and even to the users? One of the objectives of using a code is to let computer run by itself. It takes the role of a human. It can understand its fellow human who is trying to use that particular site or the machine itself. So how is code applied in betting sites? That's a very big question for you kama mchezaji na hata kama mtazamaji na ungependa kujihusisha katika hii maneno ya kubet. In football, you have to know the results. So, how many results do we expect in football? There are two main results under the coding language. One of the results is 0-0. The second result is 0-1. These are the two main results in any sporting activity, be it football, basketball, rugby, name it. So the two main languages this is equal to 1, 1, 2, 2. This one is equal to 1, 2. So we want to talk about 0 as a coding language. In what instances can you categorize 0 in football betting? First, it is 0-0 when the game ends in a draw. In football betting, how many times does the game end in a draw? There is the first half, and then there is the second half. First half, if the game ends 0-0, and the second half, the game ends 0-0, this one is a draw. If the game ends 1-1, 2-2, this is a draw. And when do you categorize a 0, 1? A 0, 1 is when there is a goal exceeding either halves. It will be good if I gave an examples or examples. Examples from the sides. I'll take my computer. Simply Google. I Google live score to check on the results. If you may, now you can see. Let's click on yesterday results. Want to take a sample. First half, Team X, Team Y ended in a 0-0. In the second half, 2 goals were scored. So this is under 0-1. It's not a 0-0 because there's a side exceeding the other. There's one side that is greater. One of the halves is greater than the other one. So that is 0-1. We're categorizing them into 2. There's another one. This is still a 0-1. First half, it was 1-0. In the second half, no goal was scored. So we still categorize it under 0-1. There's another one here. A clear demonstration of a 0-0 result. First half, no goal was scored. In the second half, no goal was scored. So these are clear 0-0 results. Let's look at the English Premier League. Leicester, Manchester United. First half, 1-1. That is 0-0. Second half, 1-1. Still 0-0. And 0-0 displayed in this game in the sense the number of goals scored in the first half equaled the number of goals scored in the second half. There was Aston Villa versus Crystal Palace. Halftime, the game ended 1-0. In the second half, the game ended 2 goals. So that was under 0-1. It was an imbalance. With that short demonstration, I believe you can understand what I mean by 2 types of results. That is 0-0 and 0-1. Alternatively 1-0. You as a participant, how do you apply with this knowledge, how do you ensure you also part of the code and encoding process in the football betting? Utafanyeje usije ukapoteza pesa yako mengi kutokana na kubet, ambayo tunajua vizuri is more promoted by addiction, whose impacts are not only evident from your immediate friends, but the impact is greatly to the society. First, I want us to go to the real-time example of a real-time example of encoding the codes. There are two types of betting. Before the game starts and the live. These two categories will cater for the two codes, and in any way you will be able to catch with the codes being applied in the betting sites, and to direct with my computer. Before a game, there's Team X and Team Y. The first option will be under half with the most goals. Half with the most goals. Team X, Team Y. That option is somewhere here. Just a moment. First half with the most goals is 3. Take value. Half, let's take the value, is 3.2. And if more goals are to be scored in the second half, be 2.1. Let's leave it at that and work with the figures. If we were to cancel, we will be left with no option but to work with the ratio of 3:2. In any way, let's assume how in the event of a 0-1 result, what is required of you? Remember, this is result 1. There's result 2. For you to be safe, under result 0 to 1 code, you'll have no option but to work with ratios. The ratio will be 1 to 2. How did I come with 1 to 2? divided by 3 divided by 2. With these I got around 1.5 to 1. And round it off simply 2 to 1. What do I mean? The first half I've been given an odd of 3. The odd is 3. In the second half, the odd is 2. What will I do that in any event I get my money back with either a profit or with no profit? First, that means working with the ratio of 1 to 2. This one, if I multiply by 1, I'll get 3. If I multiply by 2, I get 4. How much will I have used in total? 1 plus 2, this will be 3. So in any event, I should get my 3 back. So the first case, let's talk of the 0-1 results that we were able to observe. If you were to go by the 0-1 results, you'll get either a profit of 1 of x. Let our profit be x, because this result here gives us 4 and we want a 3. So a 3 has been secured in the first half. In the event no goal is scored in the first half and goals are scored in the second half, we get a 4. So that 4 will minus is what we get x as our profit. We want to run the second result. Remember, our second result will be in the ratio is 0, 0. That's our second result, which is a potential result. Remember, you have to play 2 games. That is before to secure a 0-1 and a live. To secure a 0-0 result, or a 1-1 result, or a 2-2, name it. How do we go about this? I want us to go direct to the website where a live bet is running. Before we do this, I want to give a figure of x to be $10. When our x is equal to $10, we'll be replacing x in each of the odds. In the first instance, where our 1 represented our x, this will be $30. This will be $40 if our x is to be $10. What does this mean? Under the second result, remember, For you to get a 0-0 result, the equation will be x to x. What does it mean? That if you use $10 here, you'll also have to use the $10 this side. In our first case, when we did our first action before the game started, remember we used a ratio of 2 to 1 to mean there is a pending 1 to make it a 2, 2. This will automatically help us secure or get a profit, if not losing our money. With that, I want to run live. Enter running. Let's take Belgium for its one in the running. So a goal is about to be scored. At this point is where you have to be very careful, for this is where a difference is created. You can either secure your money or you can't lose your money. For you to secure your money, before you check a goal that is supposed to be scored immediately, or if not, sorry guys, my laptop, let me just connect it to the power. We have a pending $10. Remember, before the game started, we used $10 this side to give us $30, whereas we used $20 this other side to give us $40. Somebody will have asked, why couldn't you have used $15 this particular side just to secure your money back of $30 instead of $20? This is simple. For us to secure the 0, 0, 1, 1 possible results, we have to run live. We have to run live. Under live, once you identified your game as game X before the game started, you will divide the pending $10. Remember, it's supposed to be like 20 to 20. So the pending 10 will run the live, the pending $10 will run the live, but you'll divide it into two. You'll divide that particular dollar into two. One will run on the first half, the second will run in the second half. When you're running in the first half, be careful at where you place your $5. Your $5. You have to wait for it to be at around 3 as an odd, whereby you expect a goal to be scored. So if a goal had been scored within the first 10 minutes, don't worry, just wait, because at this point the odd might have been at 1.2, 1.3 first half over 0.5. Let it be a 3 and make a decision, because with $5 first half, a goal to be scored at odd 3, that will get $15. The pending $5, you rush immediately and confirm the current results to be equal. In case it's a 1-0 to this point of 3, you'll say the number of goals, exact number of goals. With the pending $5. Let's take a real-time example. In this case, we are there. This is a live game. This is coding and encoding. We don't want to see the heavy built man here. We don't need to see the entertainment. Of results that are supposed to be there. So in this case, the exact number of goals, as at the time you're placing the bet, is at 5.6. Sorry, it's at 5.6. Whereas the over 0.5, because no goal has been scored, first half is at 3. You should time it to be exactly at 3, whereas this one should be at least at 6. At 6, at 3. So that when you multiply your 6 or 5.4 in this case with your $5, let's take At 5.6, this will have $30. Whereas with this over 0.5, the result can either give you an extra $5. So let's keep waiting and watch the game. Want to open it wide. Sorry. Here is the game. It's still at 0-0. Remember, we have placed our bet. First half over 0.5 at an odd of 3. And the result or the number of goals will be 0 with the other half. Let's watch. No goal yet. It's at that 7th minute. No need to worry. Just relax. Can enjoy the game live if you want. I'm not ready to watch the I want to give you the results. Make it a point. This is Belgium. This is Belgium. We're going to the final, this is the final section after the first half. After either a goal is scored or it ends in the first half 0-0. Remember, in any event a goal is scored in the second half of this game, you'll be getting back your $40. So your profit is dependent on the live. 6 more minutes to go. Let's just be patient. 5 more minutes to go. This is a live game, but at the same time, remember you had placed your bet prior. Before the game started. This is universal. This applies to all websites, all football websites, and the result regardless of the site will be equal. The game seems to be tough. Just keep watching. Can as well refresh. Machine, laptop, computer, languages needs computer approach. Remember, we have our first half at 3 odd with $5. That will be getting $15 if a goal is to be scored. In the event that no goal is to be scored in the second half, I want to assume that the odd is at 6. That will be having $30 back in the event that the game ends 0-0. So fresh, the game is about to end. Ni mwanzati ya Kenya tu. Being a Kenyan, I'll use that as an example. This is the game. That's a corner kick. Another corner kick. Antwerp. That's a Belgium team. Half time. We'll take a break, for it's a game we'll be watching. Thank you.